Hello there, my crypto bit brothers and sisters. It's nice to have you join us. And looky here, we got Ron Paparon, the
Ron, I'm
man.
here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I always like being with you, my friend. You're good.
This format's a little different. We're on Google Hangouts instead of Skype, so we have a little bit different format. We just got done being interviewed by Yes for Motivation, Luke. Boy, be sure you
Good.
catch that video. There was a lot of good stuff in there.
It was. But today we're going to be looking at ICOs, don't you think, Ron?
I think we ought to. I think there's a concern, yeah.
I do too, after all them questions we got asked about them when we were talking to Luke.
Yeah, the thing is on these ICOs, I mean, here's a question that we could all ask ourselves. I mean, if we were to invest in a company, whether it be Amazon or whoever, even think of a new company, and they offered you nothing in return, nothing, would you still invest in it? I mean, common sense tells you
Probably
no.
not.
We wouldn't. You know what I mean, Ron? I mean,
I know exactly what you mean.
common sense tells us that no, we want to see that, what's going to protect our money. What if the company doesn't make it? Do we get a refund? What collateral do we have? All kinds of things. But yet these ICOs are notorious for not even having a completed company. I mean, just a thought, and then they put some code together to show you kind of the basis of what this platform's going to be. And we all rush in to buy these discounted tokens or coins on these ICOs and not any kind of promise of what's coming our way in return. There's no buyer beware signs. There's no be careful. It's just all, hey, here's me and my buddies that came up with this platform. You can see our pictures on our white paper and what we do. We're just all computer geeks, and we come up with this platform, and now we want you to throw millions of dollars our way. And like idiots, we do. So,
Yeah, but the promise is, hey, you'll triple, quadruple your money. But that's just words. There's nothing to back it up.
yeah.
Other than there have been other ICOs that did make a lot of money.
Well, that's just it. And before we get into that, maybe we ought to discuss for these people that are kind of new to ICOs what actually an ICO is and kind of their purpose in this crypto world that we're involved with now. Generally, an ICO, it's a initial coin offering. That's what it represents. Okay. And it's just a way for people to get seed money, project money to finish their company. It's like a fundraising deal. So as a company, let's say that I'm going to have 1 billion tokens, and I'm going to sell a portion of those tokens to you crypto people to raise capital so we could finish our business and the platform we think is useful. So we go out and we raise this money. But gall, I mean, we've had recent history, like you were just saying, Rod, on some of these ICOs that have been phenomenal. The one that I remember the most is that Genosis, Gnosis, Genosis.
Yeah.
They sold out. They took in $12.5 million in, I think it was under 10 minutes. They raised all the, yeah, it was phenomenal. But here's the kicker, and Geonesis, I'm sorry, I'm not saying it right. They probably have a pretty good platform, but the kicker is the developers of that platform and that company, the owners, they only gave up 4% of all the tokens to get that $12.5 million. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, the developers and owners are retaining 96% of the tokens, and they have all the money now, $12.5 million, and they still don't have a completed business up and running yet. Now, true, the tokens or coins are exchanging on the exchanges, and people have made money because they've gone up in value. People have wanted to get in on that and didn't have the opportunity because they sold out so quick. And what about 10x, Rod? I mean, you're familiar a little bit with that one, aren't you?
Yeah, 10x is that little credit card type thing where you can put your exchange, like you go to a store and then you go to your phone and you can buy from any coin that you want to send to it to pay for that. It could either be Bitcoin or Ethereum or LiteCoin or Dash or Zcash, whatever one it is. It's easy to use. That's a great thing. I mean, that sounds pretty good.
It is.
And tell me about it.
Their platform was sound, and they just had their ICO. Matter of fact, they had a beta in one of the Asian countries where they gave out 1,000 of those visas and the apps on the phones to use in everyday life, and it was a huge success. But they just had their ICO, and I can't remember. I want to say they sold out also in like 7 minutes.
In a real short time.
And they raised like $70 million to get their company up and going. You know, they need real estate and office space and all that. I get all that. But and they've got a good sound thing, but the people are speculating on this. They're not even caring if the company has long-term stability or potential to make it long-term. What they want to do is buy these tokens. Once it gets on the exchange, hopefully they'll double triple their money, and sometimes it's 10 times your money, and then cash out. So it's all a speculative game on these ICOs. Long-term potential in them, I don't know. That's why we're kind of getting this word of caution out there that you need to study what these ICOs about. I mean, are you in just for the speculative part? Or are you in for their long haul? I don't know. And then there was that Veritasium. I mean, my heck, JSnip4 did a video. He bought his for $6 a coin and sold them later for, I think it was three tokens or coins for a whole Ethereum. So he like 10 times, anyway, it was insane. Maybe 20 times his money. So that's some of the disadvantages. You know, you're getting into these things. It's kind of risky. What do you think, Rod?
Well, I think I don't invest in them. But I'm old school. I want to see something happen. And if they start going up and doing good, like this 10x, I'm keeping an eye on that because that ought to be good. I can see that really working in the whole world. I mean, it's got something to offer. You know what I mean?
No, and I think there's other ICOs that really do have something to offer, like 10x and Veritasium. I think will be good. But I guess the caution we're giving people is they get involved in this hype on this ICO and they all rush in trying to speculate and I guess there's nothing wrong with it. We're all speculating somewhat in the crypto world.
Yes, we are.
I guess for the new people, this video is kind of for. It's like, hey, you better do some homework. What this ICO is all about. Have you read the white paper? Now, the white paper is kind of their agenda, kind of what they're trying to accomplish with their platform. You got to do some homework on this stuff, I think, because I think the more and more, matter of fact, let's look at a few sites really quick. Rod and I go to this site called ICO Alert, and Rod, I've got that up on the screen now. Can you see? Oh, you do?
Okay. No, I can't.
And Rod's familiar with this site. He goes on it all the time. But there's three categories. One is the active ICOs that are going on right now, and then there's the upcoming ICOs. and the recent ones that have just closed out. And you can see they have reports on them and this and that. But let's scroll down this and look at the middle category, upcoming ICOs, and they list them by date. So on the 30th of June, there's 2. July 1st, there's 3. July 3rd, there's 3. The 7th, 2. 11th, 12th. I mean, you just see there's just tons of these ICOs coming up. And then look at all of them to be announced. They don't even have dates on them yet. I mean, it's phenomenal. And then we sit here and think that all these are going to have some kind of sound platform or some kind of thing that we all need. God, you got to have some caution in this. And then another thing we go to on when we're looking at ICOs is we go to this Smith and Crown, and they'll actually give you some information about the ICO, when it's going to start, and even now they have how much they've raised, even though they're not over with yet. But look down this thing and look at the millions and billions of dollars, mainly millions, that are going into these things. It's crazy. So I'm afraid that a lot of these companies are coming up with ideas knowing that they can just throw an ICO out there, and we're like fools and we're going to throw money at it, hoping we're going to speculate.
And we have no recourse. We have no recourse. If we lose, you lose.
There's no regulation on this stuff at all. There's no guarantees.
Well, isn't that part of the decentralization, though?
Well, yeah, no, I think that's an advantage, that we're a free people and can act. No, that's all good. But I guess we're just saying, please do some homework, because I think this stuff's going to get worse as time goes on, and more and more people might end up losing money over all this. That's kind of all we're trying to say.
A lot of people don't do their
What's that, Rod?
homework. I said a lot of people don't do their homework, and they do get caught up in the hype. And you have to use caution, like you said.
Yeah. No, I agree. So anyway, this wasn't about any particular ICO. It's just, folks, we're pretty cautious. And Rod and I have done a few ICOs, but these big ones where they sell out in minutes, those are the ones you want to get in on, I guess. But it's almost impossible to at times.
We're always too late.
Yeah. But anyway, just do your homework on them. Appreciate you watching. Anything else, Rod?
That's it. And thank you, and God bless you.
Thanks much.